Once upon a time, a wide-body Boeing 777 crashed after a bomb exploded on board, killing 346 passengers and crew. The rescue and recovery team set out to gather up the dead, when team member Adam Grant came across what he thought was a dead body. What he saw was the torso, right arm, and head of a charred body that opened its eyes when he and his partner tried to pick it off the ground and place it on a gurney to transport it to the mortician's tent. The body was instead sent to the NTSB and finally to an unidentified university to be interrogated by the FBI. This is the story. The body of the charred, dismembered passenger was strapped to a board and propped up at the head of a table. His name was Lancaster, but he preferred to be called Tank, and he was pissed. "I'm tired of being poked and prodded. Who are you and what do you want?" Investigator Margaret Hamilton sat at the other end of the table and stated, "We found bomb residue on and in your tissue. You were either in close proximity to the bomb that destroyed the plane, or you were carrying it. We want to know what really happened, and if you were responsible for the deaths of 346 passengers. And how did you manage to survive? The doctors have no idea why you're alive." Tank rubbed his ear with his right arm and felt the burned skin peel off. "I don't know either, and to tell you the truth, it really sucks. Every time I take a drink, the liquid runs right out of me onto the floor, and I still smell like smoke after they scrubbed the shit out of me at the hospital." "I'm sure being half dead sucks," Hamilton replied, "but we need to know if you were responsible for the bomb." "I don't think it matters at this point. You can't bring the dead back," Tank replied. "And if it was me, what are you going to do that is worse than I am now?" "The families want to know," Hamilton replied. "I bet they do. What's in it for me if I tell you?" Tank replied. "You will be well taken care of," Hamilton replied. "They plan to put me on display in some medical zoo and to lend me out for research. And from what I understand, I have no right to refuse, since technically I'm considered deceased. How they figure that is beyond me." "You are an anomaly," Hamilton replied. "From what I understand, you should not be alive. All of your blood has drained out, most of your bones are broken, and you are not healing. Can you explain any of this?" "Maybe I'm being punished," Tank replied. "For what?" "You get me out of that zoo, and maybe I'll tell you," Tank replied. "I have no authority, and I think you already know that. I am an investigator here to complete the job I was assigned to do," Hamilton replied. "Now what are you being punished for?" "I never intended to kill everyone on board. I planned to kill the man who fired me and the 3 board members who were on a trip to Florida for a conference. More of a company-paid vacation if you ask me." Hamilton was intrigued and asked, "How did you manage to get past security and smuggle a bomb on board?" Tank smiled as best he could through the charred skin that covered the right side of his head. "Surgery," was his reply. "I had the bomb surgically planted into my abdomen hours before the flight. The staples set off the metal detector, but when I showed the TSA agent the staples, he let me through. Inches below, a bomb the size of a grapefruit was set on a timer to blow up at exactly 4 p.m. The bomb was synchronized to my watch, so I knew when to get out of my seat and stand by the cockpit door." "Who performed the surgery?" Hamilton asked. "Good luck finding that out," Tank replied. "We will eventually," Hamilton replied. "It may take time, but we're good at what we do." "All I care about is that those fuckers are dead," Tank replied. "Got what they deserved." "What about the other passengers?" "Collateral damage, as they say," Tank replied. "Happened to be in the wrong place at the right time." Hamilton scratched down some notes, even though the entire conversation was being recorded. "Were you aware there was one survivor?" Hamilton asked. "The news said there were no survivors," Tank replied. "And they were correct at that time. It wasn't until later they found another man torn to pieces and burned just like you. He was missing his jaw, but was able to write with what was left of his hand." "No fucking way," Tank replied. "So I'm not the only member of the Freak Club. Who was it?" Hamilton shifted in her seat. "I don't think you're going to want to hear this, but his name is Frank Sullivan, the CEO of the company you worked for." "Oh my God, that son of a bitch is still alive? He's the reason I blew up the plane in the first place. I'm scheduled to interview him on Monday." "What's left of him, that is," Hamilton replied.
A man walks into a pizza shop, steps around the cash register, and enters the kitchen in the back, where he finds Curtis, the assistant manager. The man pulls a Glock 9mm from his waistband, chambers around, and kicks Curtis to the floor.
"Are you the asshole who made my 19-year-old daughter cry?"
"Who are you, and who are you talking about?"
Stand up, Curtis. You're getting grease on your uniform.
Curtis stands up.
I don't have access to the safe, and we only have around 300 in the register.
I don't want your fucking money, Curtis. I want you to learn a life lesson about treating people with respect. You think that 10-cent plastic name tag gives you the right to shit all over your staff? And my daughter?
You're Jenny's dad?
That is correct, asshole. Jenny is my daughter, and I value her far more than I value you or your fucking pizza place. Now you're going to pay for what you did to her. Do you understand?
I was just doing my job.
And now I'm doing mine. You see that vat of boiling grease there, just behind you? Guess what, asshole? You will be fishing French fries out of there for me with your bare hands. Either that, or I plug a hole in your head. I can hit a beer bottle at 50 yards with my Glock, and you're only 3 feet away. Do you think I'll miss?
You can't be fucking serious.
The father pulls a spatula off the counter and tosses it in the boiling grease.
You have 60 seconds to put that spatula back on the counter.
There is no way I'm going to reach for that. And even if I did, you'd still shoot me.
You have a point, Curtis. I apologize. I guess I never did say what I would do after you retrieved my spatula.
The man shoots Curtis in the foot.
Now get your hand in there and give me my spatula before I shoot you again. Next time it won't be your foot.
Fucking kill me. I'm not going to put my hand in the vat.
Now look what you've gone and done. You ruined my plan. My daughter told me you chewed her out and made her cry because she didn't make enough fries. All I wanted was for you to feel the pain she felt, and now you refuse. What I should do is shoot you in the belly, grab your fucking worthless ass, and dunk your ugly face into the grease so you can bob for fries. What do you think of that?
I'm sorry.
Are you talking to me? I'm not the one you should apologize to. She is at home right now thinking she lost her shitty pizza job due to you being such a fucking prick.
I'll apologize to her. Just give me the chance.
Is that on your list of chores tonight? To call my daughter and apologize? I know it's easy to pick on young people. You do it all the time, from what I understand. But it's not so easy when you have to pick on someone your own size, is it? Curtis.
What's her number? I'll call her right now.
Hindsight is 20/20, isn't it? You're a bit too late to apologize now. And I don't think you'd be very sincere, would you? How is this going to end, Curtis? You will never speak to my daughter or anyone like her in that way again.
If you kill me, you will go to prison, and you will only see her on the weekends for the rest of her life. Do you really want to do that to her? You will probably spend 20 as is. We have cameras everywhere. You won't get away with this. Once upon a time, in the office of Dr. Norton, head of the Fine Arts Department, a Miss Angela Danson was summoned for a meeting following today's life drawing class. Angela had signed a contract to model nude 3 classes a week for 9 weeks, and this was the last day of her 3rd week. And she had no idea what Norton wanted. This is her story. Please, have a seat, Norton said, pointing to the chair opposite his desk. This won't take long. Angela nervously sat down on the leather chair, still wrapped in a white towel and nothing more. The leather felt cold against her legs, and she shivered. What's going on? The model asked. I don't know how to say this, so I will just spit it out. We had several complaints from the students in your class, and they want a new replacement model. Offended, Angela asked, complaints about what? All I do is stand next to a table or sit in a chair naked. That is what the job description said on the school's Help Wanted page. I'd rather not get into the details. They don't matter anyway. We've already placed an ad, and we have a temporary model lined up for now, Norton said. Angela sat up straight and tightened the towel around her. I do want the details. If I'm being fired, I want to know why. And I have a signed 9-week contract. You have to pay me no matter what. Norton pulled the contract from a file folder and laid it on his desk. There is a clause on the back of the contract that clearly says your employment is at the discretion of the Dean of Fine Arts, and that is me. If you read all the print, it also says you may be responsible for compensation to your replacement, depending on circumstances. Angela pulled the paper close and flipped it over. She read what Norton said would be there, and it was. You still haven't told me why. Hesitantly, Norton replied. 5 students, 1/3 of the class, approached your teacher and complained that you're not the sort of model they were looking for. They preferred someone with an athletic build. Your instructor informed me, and now we are having a meeting to discuss your termination." "What does athletic build mean anyway?" Norton replied, "It means you're fat if you must know. Do you feel better now that I told you? I was trying to spare you the embarrassment." "I only weigh 240. I'm the thinnest girl on my dorm floor," Angela replied. "Except for that blonde bitch at the end of the hall, and her stupid roommate Jennifer." Norton tried to smile as he added, "I won't require you to pay for your replacement. How does that sound?" "Sounds like a lawsuit to me," Angela replied. "Weight is not a protected class like age, race, and sex." Angela shoved the contract towards Norton and replied, "If my weight was an issue, why did you bother to hire me in the first place?" Calmly, Norton replied, "I didn't hire you. The teacher made the final decision. If it were up to me, you would have never stood naked in any of my classrooms. I would have hired a stripper from downtown, but the school wants to give jobs to students, so your instructor gave you a chance, and it didn't pan out. What am I supposed to tell my friends and family? That I was too fat to be a life drawing model? How is anyone supposed to learn if they don't provide different body types? Not everyone is athletic. We can't afford to lose 5 students. We'd have to shut down the class altogether, and that would cost us thousands of dollars," Norton replied. "Money talks. Tell your friends and family you were nervous and felt uncomfortable, naked in front of a bunch of strangers." "But I wasn't," Angela said. "I found the experience invigorating, like I was special. If that towel belongs to the school, please return it. If you checked out a locker, please empty it tonight," Norton stated. "Your final paycheck will be deposited on Friday like usual. Thank you for what you did for us, and I hope all of your classes go well." Stunned, Angela replied, "That's it? Turn in my shit and go?" "I do have a paper you need to sign first, but yes, that is the procedure," Norton stated. "Which students complained?" Angela asked. "I don't know their names, but I bet I could pick them out. There was a group of bitches at the back that were always giggling and laughing at me." "Confidential, I'm sorry," Norton replied. "Stop down at the student employment office and see what jobs are available."
Step into the macabre world of Trippy the Executioner, where a twisted game show unfolds in the back room of a deserted hardware store. Here, we meet Trippy, a clown with a penchant for delivering her own brand of justice to those she deems unworthy. As she conducts her lethal quiz, contestants are strapped to homemade electric chairs, facing questions that could mean the difference between life and death. In this episode, we witness the chilling interactions between Trippy and her terrified contestants, including the infamous Johnny Bender, a 3-time sex offender. With each wrong answer, the tension escalates, and the consequences become increasingly dire. Join us as we unravel the story of Trippy, her motivations, and the moral dilemmas surrounding her actions. This gripping narrative will keep you on the edge of your seat, questioning the nature of justice and the price of vengeance.